Hello. Today, I want to talk about something that is often mistaken for motivation, ambition, or personal growth, but in reality, it can be one of the most damaging mental patterns we develop. Toxic perfectionism is not the same as wanting to improve. It's not the same as having high standards or caring about your work. But because the names sound similar, it's easy to confuse them.
From a psychological perspective, perfectionism becomes toxic when our sense of worth is tied to being flawless, mistakes are experienced as failure or personal inadequacy, standards are so high that they are practically unreachable. In toxic perfectionism, the goal is not growth. The goal is making sure nothing ever goes wrong, and that's where the problem begins. A perfectionistic mind often sounds like this: if it's not perfect, it's worthless. I have to be better than everyone else. Making mistakes is unacceptable. It's either perfect or it's nothing.
One of the most common consequences is chronic anxiety. The mind is constantly monitoring, checking, and anticipating judgment, afraid of being seen as not good enough. Another major issue is procrastination. Ironically, many perfectionists delay starting or finishing tasks. Why? Because starting means risking imperfection, and the perfectionistic mind often prefers doing nothing over doing something imperfectly. Then there's mental and emotional burnout. When nothing ever feels good enough, even success, the nervous system never gets a chance to rest. Another serious impact is low self-esteem, because self-worth becomes performance-based. You perform well, you feel worthy. You fall short, you feel like a failure. Over time, toxic perfectionism can contribute to anxiety disorders, depression, obsessive thinking, eating disorders, and sleep problems. Healthy or adaptive perfectionism involves high but flexible standards, sees mistakes as part of learning, values progress over flawlessness, separates self-worth from outcomes. Toxic perfectionism, on the other hand, is rigid and unforgiving, treats mistakes as threats, judges the self entirely by results, creates a constant sense of never being enough. In one sentence, healthy perfectionism says, I want to improve. Toxic perfectionism says, if I'm not the best, I'm nothing. It often develops from conditional parenting. I love you when you succeed. Chronic comparison during childhood. Experiences of shame or humiliation, highly competitive or critical environments. At its core, toxic perfectionism is less about achievement and more about a fear of rejection.
Recognizing that this pressure is not motivation, it's fear. You are still worthy even when you fail. Not perfect, not flawless, just done. Intentionally doing things imperfectly and noticing that the world doesn't fall apart. From I must be perfect to I am allowed to learn. And in more severe cases, therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or schema therapy can be extremely helpful. Toxic perfectionism doesn't push you forward, it keeps you trapped. Real growth begins when you allow yourself to be human, not a project. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.